What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Art Survival Evolved. My name is Commander, and I'm going to show you today where to find metal. This is my top 3 metal locations on Ragnarok. On the number 3 slot for our list is this location right over here. Located at, if I can pull out the right equipment, 28.5 and 20.7, give or take a few points. This location right here is a pretty well fenced, and somebody's base is lagging me up. This place right here, though, contains a good amount of metal. I'd say around 3,500 ingots laying around in these rocks with a good ank. This particular one is on my list because even if you're a single-man tribe, you can mine this pretty simply. There's metal on these rocks, there's metal on the walls there, there's a bunch up here where I actually suggest starting first when you first come in. Hit this and work your way down. Wow, something is lagging me up. But you see a little metal over there. I mean, it's not too bad there, but then the main majority of it is right here in this location. You can see right there, that little spot has about 4 nodes in it. That's another 5 nodes. Yeah, 5. Right up there's 2 more. And down here, there's about 6 right in here, not including what's right here. You get another 5 or 6 right in this little cliffside, which you kind of drop down with an inch slowly. And then just right there. There is a lot of metal here, and it does have an inevitable end, so that's why it is on the bottom slot of the list. It's more or less, if you live in this area, this is a really good spot to get metal. This is not something I'd cross the map for, but this is a very good spot to gather a lot of metal if you're a single man tribe and you live on the west side of the map. Alright guys, our number 2 slot lands at 23.9 and 40.8, give or take another few points again. This spot right here is a particularly good spot due to the fact that, and you can see it right there, it is good because it carries a lot of metal in a bottom section. This one right here, I would say there's about 15, 18 nodes on the bottom for a single player to gather on their own. If you have a Quetzal or a Dragon, which is actually the preferred way to carry the ink, this is an even more popular or populated area for you. You can see the bottom nodes down here, there's a lot of them. And up in here, you can see it on the wall. So if someone can fly you around, you may need a Quetzal for this job. You may need an ink for this job. I don't know. I don't live on this side of the map, so I haven't really explored it too much. But you could take the ink through here and pick all the metal up in the cliffside. And I would estimate probably around a good 5,000-6,000 metal out of this little section just alone. Especially being it has more nodes than the last place we were. Not only that, this map area does have an additional extras here and there. Being here, there is metal right there. Some right down there. And some more right through there. I mean, you can see it's sparsely placed everywhere. And even then, there's some down the cliffside. So this general area, especially if you have a partner, is very resource rich for you. You can gather a lot of metal in this area, and not a bad place, especially if you're based around here. That's about it for this one, so we'll head back and I'll show you number 1. Alright guys, you can see right here we are around a bunch of metal here. This is none other than Canyon in our number 1 slot. This place carries about 12 to 18,000 on a ×2 server. So give or take just a little bit, you're looking at about 9,000 ingots on a bad day, and that's dependent on about how much you want to go clearing this canyon. This canyon holds a lot of metal, and I'm sure a lot of it hasn't been tapped. Personally, I probably didn't tap a lot of it because I'm that lazy. This is just the best place to gather metal. If you have a buddy, this is even better. Off and on the ink is not my particular fandom, so I don't really like to come here as much, but other people do, and it's a really good spot to get a lot of metal, especially if you live right around here. Sometimes the metal nodes right here, you can see right down here, the metal nodes are kind of poking out. Sometimes you can't even see the metal nodes. They're underneath these rocks. There's more poking out. It looks like they may have readjusted them a little bit. But it used to be a lot of times a lot of the metal was buried inside. Ooh, we're running out of stamina. A lot of the metal nodes would be buried inside of that. Oh god. Ooh, saved it. A lot of times the metal nodes would be buried inside these, and you'd have to dig them out. So it's almost like mining in a way. Um, this is a very great spot to gather metal. If you have a good buddy to help carry around, I really suggest this area. If you don't, I would suggest hitting probably one of the other two nodes if you live closer. If you live closer to this, you might as well hit this.
Okay, guys, bonus time. The secret cave that has metal in it. We're gonna pick through this real quick, hopefully. There we go. And you're gonna see this is actually a good place to get metal here. There we go. Maybe if I can see. Can I see? Please, please go away. All right, there you go. The secret cave that has metal. Now you might be sure some of you may already know about this, but you get some obsidian in here. You can see the metal all around. It's a good short stop if you're on this side of the map. Coordinates, I think I already showed them, but I'll show them again. It's 35.0 and 24.6. This is on the... We don't have locators, but it's on the west side of the map. So if you live on the west side of the map, this is a good, very good place to go ahead and gather your metal. Especially if you live nearby, you can just go on in, gather your metal right here, and then you're free to go.
Alright guys, so while there's a lot of metal all around this map, those three locations seem to be the best locations for metal. And hopefully this helps you all out, especially when if you're a single player, or you just happen to want to find a more condensed area so you don't have to travel so much. Those three locations are the best that I have found on this map to gather metal. I looked it up, couldn't find any, so that's why I decided to make this video. Hopefully that helps everybody. Yeah, hopefully it helps you all. If you're a single player, these places are probably the best. If you're in a group, you can probably work around a little bit more, but even then, even as a group, these things work very, very well. So hopefully that all helps, and you guys have a great day.